we are using pronouns to avoid repetition, and we are using them in place of nouns. Now, in the Olympiad specifically, what they ask is, they ask about the different categories of pronouns, how they are used, etc., etc. Right? So it's quite a comprehensive process that they take us into. Right? So when we talk about pronouns, for example, so I'm not getting into the basics of that repetition and everything, which we have already discussed in classes many a time. Now, let's look at certain categories of pronouns, right? So I'm looking first at personal pronouns. Personal, and these names, you just pay attention, right? Because they ask which is what kind of a pronoun. So when we talk about personal pronouns, they are pronouns which are actually referring to people, to us, right? So here what happens is, there are two cases. One is the subject and one is the object. So when we talk about a subject, subject is someone who does the action, okay, and someone who's the focus of the sentence, focus of the sentence. So what does it say? Okay, my recording, just give me a moment. Okay, I can change the name, right? So much, just give me a moment. It's gone. Okay. Yeah, so focus of the sentence, right? So for example, if I say Ram plays football, right? So Ram is the doer of the action, so he's the subject, right? Now, when we talk about object, we are talking about receiver of the action, someone on whom the action is being done, right? So if I say Hardik teaches Vivan, should have been otherwise also, right? So Hardik teaches Vivan. So Hardik is the subject of the sentence because he's doing the action, and Vivan is the receiver of his teaching. So Vivan is the object over here, right? Now, if I change this sentence and I say Vivan is taught, Vivan is taught by Hardik, right? So when I say Vivan is taught by Hardik, here the focus, the light is, the torchlight is on Vivan. So Vivan in this case becomes the subject of the sentence, and Hardik becomes the object of the sentence. So when I were to use, if I were to use pronouns for representing them, I would say Ram plays football, he plays football. Hardik teaches Vivan, so he for Hardik and him for Vivan. Yes, Vivan.
So, but sir, Vivan is not teaching Hardik, and Hardik is still teaching
right.
Vivan.
Hardik is still teaching, but you know what have I done? I have changed the voice of the sentence, right? I've changed the structure of the sentence. So what is happening? Who's the focus light of the sentence? Spotlight is on Vivan. Vivan is taught by Hardik. Now, if I say he, this is Vivan, is taught by Hardik, him. So if the sentence structure changes, the subject and the object also change places. Just remember that. All right. According to the first sentence, Vivan is the object. And according to this sentence, Vivan becomes the subject and Hardik here becomes the object. Okay. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Great. Great. So when we talk about personal pronouns, we divide them into two different categories, that is subject and object. And we'll write and there are three narratives in English, we know, right? First person, second person, and third person, right? First person is when I speak about myself, right? First person, second person, and then we have third person. Okay, and here we have something called singular and we have something called plural. Here also we have something called singular and we have something called plural. Okay, so when I talk about the first person, I'm the subject, I'm the doer of the action, I'm teaching you grammar, right? We the teachers of HD Foundation love our students, we, all of us, right? Now in the objective case, now let's suppose Amna, somebody asks Amna, who's teaching you? So Amna says, Nishant sir is teaching me. Nishant sir is the subject, but Amna is the object, right? And if somebody asks all of you, so you will say, Nishant sir is teaching us. Okay, that's the objective case. Okay. Second person, you are teaching me. All of you are teaching me. I am teaching you and I'm teaching all of you. So you remains a you. You have to be very careful about this you in English. Now, in the third person, he is teaching you, she is teaching you, and it is teaching you. Now, when we talk about it, where do we use it? We use it, one, for animals, unless and until they are pets and we are referring to them by the first name, right? So animals, non-living things, non-living, and where the gender is not defined. I will come back to all of this in a while, right? So gender not defined, right? And they will be the plural. They are doing their work. I am teaching him, I am teaching her, and I'm teaching it, and I'm teaching them. Okay, so this is how we do the subject object. In fact, let me click a picture of this and I'll keep sending in the groups later on, right, to your class groups for your specific notes for pronouns. Especially pronouns sometimes can be very, very confusing. Let me keep, what I'll do is I'll keep sending it to class 6 right now, and then to the other classes I'll forward it after the class. All right, so don't worry. And class 6. All right. So now, as I was telling you that I'll come back to he, she, it and how to use them. He is used for males. Remember that. Okay. She is used for females. And it is used with the one for animals, unless and until they are our pets and we call them by name, right? Sometimes when we refer to animals and we are referring to our pets, we are actually giving them a lot of respect, a lot of ijjat, right? And that's where we can use he, she, it. Right? So where is she? Okay. Okay, fine. So we have not missed out on anything. Go. So he is males, she is females, and it is animals. Okay, it is animals. Second place where we use it is where non-living things are concerned, right? So when we talk about non-living things, we are referring to any kind of chair. So if I say I picked up a chair, it was heavy, right? So I will not say he was heavy, she was heavy, because the chair cannot have life, right? Okay, so it was heavy, right? Any kind of non-living entity will take it. And in the third case, where the gender is not defined. So for example, if I say child, the word child, have I defined a gender? Child can be a girl child or a boy child. So I would say the child was playing in the park. It was shrieking. It, right? Infant. A small child again, infant, right? So the infant was playing in the park, right? It was swinging. Toddler. Toddler. Right? So they all take it. They will not take any other he, she, right? So let me get back to the first slide again. So we were doing personal pronouns. We were talking about subject object. So subject is someone who's the focus of the sentence or who does the action. Object is the receiver of the action, right? And so in this case, Ram plays football. Ram is the subject, so he plays football. Hardik teaches Vivan, so Hardik is the subject, he, Vivan, him, right? Now the focus of the sentence, when I change the structure of the sentence, is on Vivan. So Vivan is taught by Hardik, right? So he is taught by him. This was clear to everyone. Second one, right? Subject object. So first person singular, I am the doer of the action. We are the doers of the action. The action is being done on me and the action is being done on us. You are the doer of the action. All of you are the doers of the action. I am doing the action on you. I'm doing the action on all of you because I'm teaching all of you. He, she, it, and him, her, they. He, she, it, he's the doer, she's the doer, it is the doer, and they are the doers. I'm doing the action on him, I'm doing the action on her, I'm doing the action on it, and I'm doing the action on them. Okay? He is for males, she is for females, it is for animals and non-living things, and child, infant, toddler, words where the gender is not defined. So these are all our personal pronouns, right? Now I go to the next category of pronouns, which are possessive pronouns. Possessive means they show what something belongs to, right? So when we talk about possessive pronouns, again, we have that subject, object, first person, second person, third person, right? So English always depends on the narratives of the first persons, or any language for that matter, depends on the first person, the second person, and the third person, right? So one more. Oh, what is this? Okay. This is the first person, this is the second person narrative, and this is the third person narrative. So it's person here, it's the subject, and it's the object. So I'm writing S for the subject, O for the object, singular SI and plural, singular and plural. So in the first person, what happens is, this is my car, my car. This is our car. So if it belongs to all of us, it is our car, right? Now, if I were to change the narrative, if I were to change the, not the narrative, but if I were to change the structure of the sentence, if I were to change the voice, what would happen? If I say, this car is mine. This car is mine, right? This car is ours. This car is ours. Now remember, there is no apostrophe. When you saw a possessive of a pronoun, in many cases, there's never an apostrophe, right? This is your house. This is all of your house, right? All of you are there, your house. This house is yours. This car is yours, and this car belongs to all of you. So this car is yours. Yours. Right? This is his car. This is her car. And this is ITS without an apostrophe. Remember, no apostrophe. And this is their car. This car is his. This car is hers, no apostrophe. And this car is its, no apostrophe. This car is theirs, no apostrophe again. Children, remember this. This is very, very important, that with possessive pronouns, we do not use an apostrophe in any case except for one, which I'll talk about in a while. I'll keep on sending these notes to you in your class groups later on. I'm sending them to class 6 right now. Right? So this is my car, this is our car, this car is mine, this car is ours, this is your car, this is your car, this car is yours, this car is yours. This is his car, this is her car, this is its car, this is their car, this car is his, hers, its, and this car is theirs. Clear? Priyanshi, whosoever is in your room, ask him to or her to get out. Okay, you pay attention. You're not paying attention. If it is your brother, ask him to get out. I'm asking him to get out. All right. Next. Okay. Now, so we have seen possessive pronouns. The only possessive pronoun which takes an apostrophe, as I told you, was once. O-N-E-S. Because here I'm not, there's no, you don't ask me why it takes, I wouldn't be able to answer that, right? But that's the convention, right? So once is the only possessive pronoun that takes an apostrophe. So for example, if I say one must complete one's work. Once. Okay. One must complete one's work. So apostrophe. Now I'm going to the difference between ITS and IT apostrophe S. This is something they'll quiz you on definitely, right? So if I say the dog wagged its tail, meaning कुत्ते ने अपनी पूंछ हिलाई, right? The dog wagged its tail, no apostrophe, you see. And if I say IT apostrophe S, it's a Sunday. Wow, right? So it is, here it's the contraction of it is a Sunday. So remember, IT with an apostrophe S means it is, and ITS without an apostrophe is the possessive pronoun. And no possessive pronoun except for once takes an apostrophe after or before the after it, in fact, right? Before the S and after it. So I'm sending these notes. Don't worry, for all the pronouns I've been sending you notes. Class 6 is receiving them. Class 5 would soon receive them. Don't worry. All right. Now, there's another kind of pronoun that we have, right? which is called a reflexive pronoun. Reflexive. They will ask you all this, unfortunately. Reflexive. Okay. Let's suppose Amna was playing in the park. Amna fell down and hurt herself. So what was happening? Amna was playing there. She fell down. And whom did she hurt? No one else but herself. अपने आप को ही चोट लग गई उसको. Right? So what is happening? What is this pronoun doing? This is throwing back the action on the subject. Right? So therefore it becomes a reflexive pronoun. Okay? जो pronoun subject पे वापस action फेंकेगा वो reflexive pronoun है. आप दीवार में बॉल से खेल रहे हैं, you are throwing the ball, so the ball comes back to you, right? That's a reflection, right? So that's a reflexive pronoun. So all, yes, Vivan, but please go ahead.
Sir, there is another pronoun
Coming
called.
to it, don't jump the gun, Vivan. Hold your curiosity. Okay, so remember this. Many pronouns which end in a self, selves, plural, right? They are all reflexive. Then there's another pronoun, of course, Vivan wants to spell it out all. That's called an emphatic pronoun. Emphatic. Emphatic pronoun. Emphatic pronoun means where you are laying the emphasis on your action. So let's suppose I fixed a dinner meeting with, let's suppose, who is going to treat me to dinner? Let's suppose I had a dinner meeting with Jasraj Singh. So Jasraj Singh said, sir, I will not take you to Chicken Charlie. Instead, why don't you come home? Right? And I went home. And what did Jasraj do? Jasraj cooked. Jasraj cooked the pasta himself. Now, a better way to phrase this sentence, this is not grammatically completely correct. I wrote it on deliberation to show you that we should not write it like this. So we would write it like this. Jasraj himself. You can put a comma here, you can put a comma here. Cooked pasta. No, the is also not required for Nishant sir. Okay. So Jasraj did not take any help from his mummy. He did not go to Chicken Jali and ask for pasta. Instead, he said, I will cook the pasta myself. Right? So Jasraj himself cooked the pasta for Nishant sir. So himself is, he is laying emphasis on the action. मैंने किसी की मदद नहीं ली और अपने आप ये काम किया. Right? So I require some kind of a recognition. Right? So that's an emphatic pronoun. They are similar, reflexive and emphatic, but you have to be careful what is being done by what. That's the most important. Okay? All right? Clear? Yes. Okay. So Jasraj cooked the pasta himself is the wrong way of writing this. Never write it like this. So Jasraj himself cooked the pasta for Nishant sir. Yes, excuse. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Excuse me, sir.
Please go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Aradha.
Sir, I am saying I could not understand that emphatic pronoun.
Kuch nahi beta. Aradak himself did his homework. He did not take help from anyone. So Aradak did the homework himself, or Aradak himself did his work. So you are emphasizing. Emphasizes matlab zor dena kisi cheez pe. All right, Aradak, understood?
Yes, sir.
Great, thank you. All right. So this is what a reflexive and an emphatic pronoun is are all about, right? Never start sentences with myself, himself, herself. They will come only after you have introduced the noun, right? A lot of people in parts of India, in many parts of India actually, and specifically in the northern part of the country, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Haryana. I've met a lot of people from these states and even some parts of southern India. When you ask them, please tell us something about yourself, right? In interviews, we usually ask such questions. So they would say, myself so and so, myself Ram Kumar, son of Surya Kumar. So that's not the way you introduce yourself. You'll say, my name is Ram Kumar, I'm son of Surya Kumar, right? So you will not say myself, myself Niyati Pant, daughter of Nishant Pant. No, not that. My name is Niyati Pant and I'm daughter of Nishant. Right? So something like that has to happen. Right? So you would not say myself so and so. Please don't. Okay. And if you find someone saying that, please politely correct that person as well. You don't have to be condescending when you are correcting people. Be polite because you know it and you have to preserve the language. So you have to say that. All right. Okay. Let's do one thing, children. Since only 5 minutes are left, we'll end this and we'll join one more class, and after that we'll finish it. I'll be able to cover all pronouns. Okay. So I'm ending this and we are rejoining. This will keep recording. Aditya, what's the hat on your head? And what is this? Are you? Oh, that's a hood. Okay. So you know what's the greatest upset today? Sri Lanka lost to Namibia. Okay. And now.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
What's this? What? Okay. And right now there's another match which is going on between the Netherlands and the UAE, right? So yes.
How can Sri Lanka kind of team lose?
Yes, anything can happen. Okay. So by the time at the end of 29 days, you'll see very different results from what you expect, right? And here the UAE has won the toss and it has chosen to bat 45 for 1, 7.5 overs. Okay, chalo, we'll get back. Okay, so we'll join in another, as soon as I end, we'll join. Okay, so I'm ending this meeting.